Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So today's episode is going to be I'm actually recording this as of the 9th of April. So this is Tuesday and this will be uploaded on Wednesday. No, I was kidding, Wednesday. And if you wondering what this video is going to be about, it's going to be about the long-range outlook. This is going to be about what's going on in the next 6 to 10 days, the 8 to 14 days, and so on forth. At this point, we'll be most likely focusing on the last grasp of the winter of 2018-2019. It will be sending down a few shoots of chillier air, but overall, we're done with winter, and I am glad to say that. Obviously the views will go down for the channel, but that's nothing. I really enjoy summer, and we'll get into that. If you'd like to subscribe to this channel, consider doing so. It's a red subscribe button. It's amazing. If you could do that, it's the best way to support this channel. Get this channel on the right note after my demonetization. Consider doing that. And if you want more of these videos, consider doing that. Subscribing. I was thinking of, I'm sorry I'm dragging this on, but I was considering of doing maybe a weather app for you guys. It would be free, there would be no ads, but then maybe you guys could support me on Patreon for that. Because I would really like to enhance this experience for you guys, but I would not want to, charge you to buy an app or have ads on there, spammy ads. But what but it would be tough to make because my viewers are all across the country, so I don't know how would I do that, but we'll see how that goes. But if you want to support my channel, you could becoming a Patreon. You could also check the Amazon links in the description box below. Those are really helpful to support my channel. You just click on that, you shop for Amazon, anything, not just that item, anything in the next 24 hours. After clicking that link, I get like $2 off your purchase. So considering that. So right now, let's look at temperatures. Let's quickly put this forward to hour 0. So we were in a stretch of very warm temperatures across the country. Now there's a big winter storm. I will not be talking about it in this video. So this is Wednesday, April 10th. And this is when I'm uploading this video. So you can see very chilly where the storm is centered right here. Cold front's right there. Very chilly. I mean, not very, but seasonably when it comes to April 10th, yes, very chilly. Cold air, enough cold air to produce lots of snow. I mean, lots of snow. 30 inches plus. And this warm air right here, goes up. Quick little warm up for these states in the yellows and oranges. But afterwards, it cools down significantly. And notice how it's much colder in the area where the snowpack is. Wow, much colder. I mean, ridiculously colder. And notice how during the day it also stays above freezing. Doesn't stay, above, and still stays there. You can look at that, below average because of that snowpack. But things start warming up, gradually. But this is still, across this part of the country. Maybe not the farther northern portions of the country, but across most of the country, Iowa, Nebraska, Wisconsin, southern Minnesota, it should be around 50, the lower 50s, and the further south you go, maybe 60s and 70s on average. And look what we're going to be seeing. We're going to be seeing 30s and 40s during the nights, frost and freezes. During the day, barely 50s. So, not bitterly cold, but definitely chilly. Nothing compared to what we had last year at this time of the year. Last year at this time of the year, I'll do a quick recap. If you guys remember, we had an insanely long winter here. It was still snowing in Chicago, which is not that far to the north, relatively speaking. And we got 4 inches of snow April 19th, which is just ridiculous because, I mean, the average at that time of the year is supposed to be around 70 or 60, 70. So, that was completely rambunctiously long. This year, not that bad, but definitely some chillier temperatures. I mean, look at this. This is Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, 40 as many of the highs. Maybe a little bit warmer across the west. Getting into Nebraska, where the snow will fall. Actually, there will be warmer temperatures, And notice how there's a big worm up here. You may be wondering, what is that from? There's actually a storm that's riding right along here, and we'll be producing a band of quite a bit of rain across this part of the country. If it was couple months back, it would be all snow, but this will bring up warm temperatures, and this will also bring maybe potentially severe weather into the south. So we'll have to watch that for sure. As we go on, you can see this is Sunday into Monday. We see very chilly temperatures across the Midwest. We see 30s, 40s. Look at that, 42 in central Mississippi. Yeah, that's usually not their average nighttime low. This is around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And then things, start warming up, and next week we should definitely start seeing at this time of the day, or this time of the week, next week we'll be in the 60s and 70s depending on where you live, but generally warmer than you will see in the next couple of days wherever you live. And we see these locations really start to warm up, and notice, look at that, that's another system right there. There's a system right there. You can see the circulation, the low, and we see very warm temperatures across the east, a little bit chillier across the north. But this is now where in the summertime the below average and above average pattern viewing is not as easy to identify. What I mean by that, well, so I'll show you the above average and below average in just a minute. They're basically just pop up, one day here, the other day here. They're basically just solely dependent on the storm systems. They're not really dependent on air masses. The high pressures or low pressures, they do a little bit, but not that much towards the spring and summer, especially the summer. It's only in the wintertime that we see these huge dips, huge, troughs. We definitely still see above and relatively below average in the summer, but it's just it's hard to predict. And, you can see afterwards we really start getting warm. Look at that day. This is really far out, almost May, but yeah, very warm, 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, very, very wide and broad across much of the country. Let's quickly go to just total accumulated precipitation. Let's see. Generally above average precip, guys. I know many locations here have been absolutely getting slammed by storms and rain. It's been flooding. There's flood watches, flood warnings still in effect. River flood advisories, river flood advisories, warnings, outlooks. And the trend will continue. We see purples, which is anywhere from 2 to potentially 6 inches of rain. And notice how there's a concentration of this across the Midwest. That is, maybe some will fall as snow, some as rain. That will not help the latest river issues that have been having in Nebraska and Iowa. So definitely not good news for them. But across the Southwest, maybe a little bit drier. So that's not bad. They're entering into their drier season right now. It will be pretty dry before they get back into their monsoons around July, I think, and August. But, a very active wet pattern. Let's go to the 8 to 14 day outlook. 17th through the 23rd. About neutral, maybe a little bit cooler, maybe some locations a little bit warmer. Nothing too particular. It's between those two phases of more of a colder phase and transition into warmer phase, so it makes sense that it's around neutral. And look at this, precip above average yet again. So this will be continuing trend, and this spring may be known for it's very wet, very wet regime and pattern. So let's go to 6 to 10 day outlook. Right now this is from the 15th of April to the 19th of April, and you can see more above average, below average across the west, slightly above average across the southeast. That's mainly to do with that couple of those big storms that bring warm air along to the east of it, and any storm that rides across the Ohio Valley will bring warmth across the east. And then precipitation probability, above average still is the trend. Let's quickly go to below versus above average 2 meter temperature anomaly, so at 2 meter at the surface. And let's just try tracking this out. Apologize, I keep yawning. Let's quickly go to the anomalies that we're waiting for them to load. And again, like I said, they're going to be harder and harder to distinguish and just analyze and predict as we get into the future. So this video will cut right now. Now it's gonna start again. So this is what happens when I want to record over 10 minutes. I don't have the best recording device. I need to do 2 separate recordings, but that is perfectly fine. Maybe a little bit of a hassle, but we're looking at the 2-meter temperature anomalies. If you recall, I mean, it was like a 1-second interval. We were looking at the colder temperatures in the north, obviously, and the warmer temperatures in the south. And as because of this giant storm right here, not always that it's, especially in the summertime, not always that it's warmer in the north and cold, or warmer in the south, colder in the north. But look at that, that's just so beautiful right there. Wrapping it around it, warm air going in, cold air behind it. Look, that's just gorgeous. I'm sorry, but I just get so excited by these graphs. And, that sticks around because it's almost cornered by warm air here, warm air here, warm air here, and kind of just stays here for quite a while. This cold air can't really go anywhere. There's mountains here, and it sticks around, and that's what will happen. It sticks around until about Tuesday, and if you recall, that's when we start warming up. We start seeing a warming trend for the eastern half of the country, and then maybe a little bit cooler for the northwest. Still, noticing that those patterns, how it starts off in the west and then slowly transitions to the east. But it's a little bit more, sporadic, and it just weirder, I would almost want to say, just not abnormal. And then we see a cool off, warm up, and then look at this pattern just goes like back and forth, cool in some locations, warm. So generally it looks like a moderate pattern, not too cold, not too warm, just phases of warmth and cold up until around April 20th, maybe a little bit before April 15th, and then afterwards it seems to transition into more of a warmer pattern, not necessarily hot, but warmer. And this is the result of the pattern easing up and just basically spring finally being here after all of these below average months. So that is basically it. Consider subscribing, consider liking the video, and I will catch you all guys on the next episode. See y'all.